If you've never had a subscription service, it says a lot about you. You own your movies, you don't rent access to them every month. You still buy albums instead of streaming a playlist someone else built for you. You've never paid $5 for a font. You don't know what half the streaming services are even called. You buy a game once, and you still own it 10 years later. You've never had a free trial quietly turn into a charge you forgot about. You use a library card instead of paying for an audiobook app. You don't have 6 different apps quietly billing you on 6 different days. You still buy software outright instead of renting it forever. You've never canceled something 3 times and still gotten charged. You read the news from a paper or a free site, not a membership wall. You've never had to remember 12 different passwords for 12 different platforms. You buy your music on a disc and it still plays the same in 20 years. You don't pay monthly for a cloud to store photos, you could just keep on a drive. You've never had a subscription auto-renew the day after you forgot to cancel it. You watch a show because it's good, not because you're already paying for it and feel like you have to. You've never paid for a gym membership you don't use. You bought your tools once, you're not renting a subscription to a toolbox app. You don't know your own monthly subscription total because there isn't one. You've never had 3 different services all raise their prices in the same month. You buy a book, you own the book. Nobody can take it back when you stop paying. You've never had a show get pulled off a platform the week you were finally going to watch it. You fix your own things instead of paying a subscription for someone else to maybe fix them. You've never had an app charge you for a feature that used to be free. You watch the news for free and decide for yourself what it means. You've never had to ask which family member's account you're borrowing to watch something. You own your camera. You're not paying monthly to edit your own photos. You've never had a price go up and called it an upgrade. You play music from a device you own, not a service that can vanish overnight. You've never had a free month quietly become a yearly charge. You don't rent your productivity. You bought the software once and it still works. You've never lost access to something you paid for just because you missed one payment. You buy what you need once and move on with your life. You've never had to keep track of which trial ends on which day. You've never had your own data sold back to you as a premium feature. You still print your photos instead of paying monthly to keep them somewhere you can't see them. You've never had to choose between 3 tiers just to watch one show without ads. You own your kitchen tools. You're not renting a subscription box of utensils. You've never had a company decide your favorite show wasn't profitable enough to keep around. You buy a map instead of paying monthly to know where you're going. You've never had an algorithm decide what you're allowed to discover next. You've never paid extra to remove ads from something you already paid for. You keep your receipts. You don't need an app to remember what you own. You've never had to share one account between 4 people just to make the price worth it. You've never had something you loved get discontinued and replaced with a worse version. You watch what you want to watch when you decide on something you bought and keep. You've never opened an app just to be told your free trial expired. You buy things that last, not things that need to be renewed to keep existing. You've never had to cancel something through 5 different menus just to make it stop charging you. You grew up in a world where you paid once and the thing was yours. That world mostly doesn't exist anymore, except for you. Other people pay for convenience every month without noticing it adds up. You noticed early, you don't need 15 different services to feel entertained. You never needed that many to begin with. You've watched friends complain about a price increase on something you've never paid for once. You know exactly what you own because nothing about owning it depends on a company staying in business. You've never had to explain to anyone why you don't have an account for something. You just don't. You don't measure your month by which subscriptions renew and when. You've never paid for something twice because you forgot you already had it somewhere else. You trust what you can hold, not what you can only access, as long as you keep paying. You've never had a company quietly change the terms after you already agreed to the old ones. This isn't about being cheap. It's about a different relationship with the things you own. Most people's lives today run on things they don't actually own. Yours runs on things that are genuinely yours. That changes something in how your brain experiences control, even if you've never thought about it that way. You're not waiting for permission to use what's yours. You don't notice this about yourself, because to you, it's just normal. To everyone paying 12 different companies a month, it isn't. If most of this was true for you, you already know you wouldn't trade it. That's not luck either. That's a decision you kept making, quietly, for years. What's the one subscription you'll never sign up for? Tell me in the comments.